Hi everyone. If you are watching this channel for the first time, I am Teja and I'm working as a technical team lead. So I have recently started AI Zero to Hero course and this is the first video. So in this whole course, I will help you to understand the AI terms in the simpler way. So for today's session, we are going to understand the building blocks of AI. Let's get started. AI is everywhere today, but terms like LLM, Generative AI, Agentic AI, and deep agents are often confusing. So let's make them simple and try to understand. So what is LLM? LLM is a large language model. Think of LLM as a brain of modern AI. So it is trained on massive amounts of data. So when I say massive amounts of data, it is trained on books, conversations, websites, articles, and all the data which is available on the internet so that it can understand how humans speak, how humans try to make conversations, and it has all amount of data which is trained, which is available on the internet. So finally, think of LLM as the brain of modern AI. So where you will be seeing these LLMs? So you guys have heard about chat gpt models, Gemini models, and Anthropic models, Mythos, the recent model in the cyber security. So these are all the LLMs which are behind their applications. So ChatGPT has its own LLMs, and Gemini has its own LLMs, and Claude has its own LLM. So all these LLMs will be used in their applications on the backend. When they say model, model is nothing but LLM, large language model. Where we can find these models? I mean, so these models are available in the applications, but to run these models on the back end, we need GPUs. So GPUs are so costly. So that's where these models are also available on the cloud providers like GCP, Azure, and AWS. So we can make use of the models which are available in the cloud. And there are some models which can download it on the laptop, which are smaller versions of LLMs, and you can use them as well. For example, Olama. And there are models which can be run on your mobile as well, where we call it as minute LLMs. But if you want the full potential of LLM, so it is better to use it from the cloud because our laptops can't be holding those much of GPUs to run these LLMs. So it's better to use them from the cloud. And the next thing is generative AI. So generative AI creates content. It can write emails, it can generate code, it can create images, summarize documents, and answer questions. So if you want to understand about generative AI, the best example is your ChatGPT application, Claude application, Gemini application. So what these will do? So these generates data. If you want to ask them to write an email, it generates an email. If you want to ask them to write a code, it generates the code. If you want them to create an image, it generates an image. So the example to understand about GenAI is ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini AI. So these are all the applications which can generate data or anything that can be generated by using LLM. On the back end of generative AI, you will be having LLMs. So LLMs are going to generate the data. Okay. So what is generative AI? Generative AI creates content, it creates code, it creates images, it summarizes data, If you ask the questions, so it answers the answers to the questions. That's about generative AI. So then what is agentic AI? Gen AI means it is generating some data, okay, or any form of content. But what about agentic AI? So agentic AI goes beyond the generative AI. So it goes beyond generating text. So it can take actions as well. It can take actions as well. For example, if you ask your chat GPT to send an email from your Gmail to some XYZ person, can your chat GPT can do it? Initially it is not, but now it can do it. That is by using agentic AI. In the agentic AI, we integrate our tools to the AI so that it can take an action. So in the agentic AI, it can take actions. So it can write emails. Along with writing, it can send emails on your behalf as well. So it is the evolution from the Gen AI. Gen AI can only generate data. Agentic AI can take actions as well. It gets your work done. It takes the actions which are required. Okay. So Gen AI can generate data and Agentic AI can take actions as well. So let's try to understand about deep agents. So in the Agentic AI, we have agents. So agents can take action. Okay. In the Agentic AI, we have agents and agents can take action. So what is deep agent? So what is difference between agent and deep agent? So when the agents are working for you, it is found that whenever a complex task is provided which can run for a long time like days or number of hours or weeks it can be, so the performance of agentic AI is not that great. So it is getting deviated in between the tasks when the task is complex and it is going to run for a long time. It is found that the performance is not that great when the agents are performing long complex tasks. So that's where the deep agents are evolved. So the deep agents break larger tasks into smaller tasks, choose the right tool, and it verify each step once it got completed, and it checks for the failures and rerun if there are any failures, so that it is not getting deviated for the larger tasks. So there are a lot of concepts involved in the deep agent. There are something like skills and what tools are required. So there are a lot of things involved. That is all part of implementation. But if you want to understand deep agents and why deep agents has evolved, so deep agents are evolved because the agents are behaving weirdly when it is taking care of large, complex, real-time tasks. So they came up with a concept of deep agents. So deep agents has a process of choosing the right tools, right skills, and taking care of all the steps are clearly performed or not, so that your large complex task will be completed without any issues. So deep agents will be used for real world large complex issues. Okay. Let's have a brief of what we have discussed in this session. LLM, large language model. It is trained on huge amounts of data which is available on the internet. Generative AI, with the help of LLMs, generative AI can generate data. It can generate emails, it can generate code, it can generate images, and it can generate whatnot you ask for them. And then the agentic AI came into the picture. So the agents came into the picture. In the agentic AI, agents can take actions. And the next evolution is deep agents. So for real world large complex issues or tasks, so deep agents helps us in performing them. That is about LLM, GenAI, agentic AI, and deep agents. I hope it is clear, and if you have any queries, please comment in the comment box. And if you feel this helpful, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.